Are you ready for this? It is one of my favorite videos to make, and this one is really, really good. Here is what is about to happen for you and what you need to know. This is your Choose a Photo prediction for this month. In just a few moments, you are going to choose a photo, and I will tell you the message and prediction that you were meant to hear for this month. This is definitely one of my most requested and actually one of my favorite videos to make. And as usual, I'm not only going to give you the exact message that you need to hear today, but I'm also going to give you a prediction about what's going to happen for you this month, as well as a meditation and an affirmation to start using this month. So you're not only going to get the message that you need to hear, but also the tools that you can use to really amplify your results this month. So listen up, because you're about to hear exactly what you need to know. These videos are so unbelievably accurate that time and time again, people tell me just how shocked they are. So I really can't wait to dive in. And if you've been here before, you know the drill, but just in case you're new here, how it works is that in just a moment, I'm going to put up 4 different photo cards up on the screen at the same time, and then I'm going to give you your message and prediction based on whichever photo that you choose. And if you like these types of videos, I actually have a whole playlist down below called the Choose a Photo playlist, where you can find more videos like this and go through and get more messages and predictions. And before we get into this, really quickly, if you're new here, I'm Mary Kate, and I'm a mindset coach and manifesting expert focused on getting you transformational results. My whole channel is all about manifesting, the law of attraction with meditations and more, where I share the tools you need to get the results you want. I post brand new videos every Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and also hit that bell notification so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. And before we get into the predictions, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up button below if you like these types of videos so that I know to make more for you. It takes just a quick second, but it lets me know that you're watching and getting value. So once you do that, let's get right into it. Now, like I've mentioned in my other Choose a Photo videos, this is not tarot, it's not any kind of psychic thing. This is actually based in psychology, energy, visualization, and interpretation. And like I mentioned, you are about to be really shocked at how accurate this gets. So here's how it's gonna work. In just a moment, I'm gonna put up 4 different photos up on the screen at the same time, and without overthinking it, without going too deep or going back and forth, you are going to choose just one. And I'm gonna tell you what it means and what's about to happen for you, and give you a meditation and an affirmation based on whichever one you choose. And like I always mention, try not to fall into the trap of overthinking it or getting torn between two. Really pick which one resonates with you and kind of draws your eyes in first, not necessarily the one that you think is the prettiest. And that's how you'll get the most accurate prediction and message. So really trust yourself and see where your attention is drawn to. And something I highly recommend doing is either coming back to this video or any of the other videos in that Choose a Photo playlist, either again tomorrow or in a few days or maybe even a couple weeks, and seeing what you're drawn to, if it's the same photo or a new photo. So here are the 4 photos, and again, just pick one and I will tell you the message and prediction that you were meant to hear based on whichever one you choose. Here they are, and you have just a few seconds. If you chose the first photo of the forest, here is the message and prediction that you were meant to hear, as well as an affirmation and a meditation that will benefit you the most this month. If you chose this photo, it's time to connect back to yourself in a real and authentic way. For far too long now, you've been essentially ignoring that inner part of you that is curious and fun and free. And instead, you've been giving away your power to people or circumstances, or maybe even your to-do list or other people's opinions. And it's been happening for so long that you've lost some of that connection to that playful, fun side of yourself, that imagination and belief that anything is possible. But that childlike, explorative, curious you still exists. And it's time for you to acknowledge and tap into that connection again. Because in that connection lies so many answers and so much guidance on whatever it is that you need to know right now to move forward in the fastest and best way. Those answers that you've been waiting for, or those decisions that you need to make, or those next steps that you need to take. You already know it within. And tapping into that creative and fun power that you already hold will make them so much more evident. So instead of looking at all of the things that you're dreading, or the endless to-do lists that always seem to pile up, or the things that you should be doing or following, or things that would make other people happy, What if you could instead start to follow what feels right, what feels good? Get curious and see if there's a better way or a different way or a new path. How can you find more fun in your day? What makes you feel most happy and creative and free? Is it being outside in nature? Is it going for a bike ride? Or maybe it's coloring or drawing or painting, or maybe even listening to music or running or exercising. Find something that feels like freedom to you and start to do it each day. It doesn't have to be an hour, it could be 5 minutes each day. And I can tell you from firsthand experience that my biggest breakthroughs and my light bulb moments and my best ideas come from when I'm in that place of freedom. And this is something I give to myself every single day. This usually happens for me on a run or while I'm outside walking the dog. But when you free up your mind and your body and your soul, so many amazing things can really start to flow your way, and all those amazing downloads and guidance can come through. And it's not just ideas and answers, but also the things that you're trying to manifest or the things that you want in life. Those circumstances, people, places, things, and events can all line up when you aren't so in your head and rigid and structured. And when you really start to trust your instincts instead of blindly giving up your power to the world and all the things happening around you, it creates a strong connection to your intuition. Protect your peace and connect back with yourself. Find the fun again. And if you chose this photo, your prediction is that you are going to start seeing butterflies all over the place. And it's still winter, so it's probably not likely for most of you depending on where you live. But these butterflies don't have to be in person. It could be on TV, it could be in a movie or in a picture or maybe even like a sticker. It can show up in so many different ways. And when you see these butterflies, let it be a reminder that you are free to grow and transform and be free. And if you chose this photo, be sure to start listening to the self-love, self-concept meditation or the best self-activation subliminal. I'm going to link both down below. You can feel free to use them both or try out one and see kind of what works best for you. And also be sure to start playing around with the affirmation, I am my own superpower. The more I connect to myself, the more I attract with ease. And if you chose the second photo of the moon and the stars, here is the message and prediction that you are meant to hear, as well as an affirmation and a meditation that will benefit you the most this month. Whether you realize it or not, everything right now is coming together in the perfect way and working out in your favor. Even if it feels like all of your external circumstances are trying to tell you the opposite, it's actually all working out really well right now behind the scenes. So often when things feel chaotic or overwhelming, or when things feel like they're falling apart, it's really easy to get in your head and start believing silly things like maybe you're doing something wrong or having bad luck, but it's not actually true. Everything happening right now is preparing you to receive exactly what you've been wanting. Things are quite literally changing and being rearranged, and space is being made for you to get exactly what you want. So get excited. And sometimes these moments where things are kind of being rearranged, sometimes it might feel uncomfortable, but stop interpreting it as bad or not working. And I can even share a personal example of something that just happened to me this past week. So if you're familiar with my videos, I've had a house now for 2 years that we've been renovating. Yes, 2 years. Things are coming together in their own timeline for that. We're just along for the ride. But anyway, one random thing that I've wanted to do since purchasing this house that we're completely redoing is actually redoing the ductwork. And I know that sounds kind of random, but this is something I've really wanted since I've moved in, because I've always felt like it was kind of older, and I'm one of those people that really cares about like clean water, clean air, and making sure I'm really doing the most I can do to take care of my health. So over the weekend, our air conditioner broke. And when the company came to look at it, they realized that there was actually an issue with the static pressure inside the ductwork. And they told us that the ductwork actually needed to be replaced. And right then and there, I actually laughed out loud and sort of nodded to myself like, yep, there it is. Something I had really wanted for a long time now, but it was something I kept putting on the back burner because I felt like maybe I was overthinking it and it wasn't like a huge priority, but it actually finally came together. And now I finally have like the permission I need to replace it, which is what I wanted in the first place. I got exactly what I was wanting and it was all lined up for me. I couldn't have made that happen. And honestly, most people would think that this was bad luck or this was a bad thing or they'd be upset by it. But I see it as I'm getting what I wanted all along. And me denying what I've been wanting for so long made it happen in a much more sudden way. Does that make sense? But it's taken me a lot to get to this kind of peaceful, neutral place, because I've developed a core belief over the last few years that everything always works out for me in the best possible way. And so it does. And I want you to notice if that triggers you, because you can form this same core belief. So if you chose this photo, that's going to be your affirmation. And I want you to use this affirmation so often that it becomes an automatic core belief for you too. Everything always works out for me in the best possible way. Let that be your new truth. And if you chose this photo, be sure to start listening to either the Life Upgrade Activation Subliminal or the Lucky Syndrome Meditation. I will link both of those down below. Feel free to use them both or use whichever one resonates with you. Do whatever instinctively feels best for you. And if you chose this photo, your prediction is that you are going to start seeing ocean signs everywhere. I know that one sounds really, really random. It doesn't have to be in person. It could be pictures of the ocean or pictures of waves, or maybe even ocean sounds or ocean waves, or a book about oceans. It could even be in a show or a movie or a TV or someone talking about the ocean. Watch how often ocean starts coming up for you. And when it does, let it be a reminder that what you want is flowing to you and the tides are changing and shifting to deliver it right to you. Some things have to flow out so that more can flow back in. And if you chose the third photo of the person in the tunnel, here is the message and prediction that you were meant to hear, as well as an affirmation and a meditation that will benefit you the most this month. Right now, you are in a powerful moment in your life of both creation and expansion. You might kind of feel like you're in this period of maybe a change or a transition, or maybe you're entering this new chapter. And you might even just be in this feeling of excitement or optimism. You might even have something that you're just really looking forward to that's really driving this motivation. But you're at this really sweet spot where things are going to continue to get better and better and better for you. Everything that you have been through over the last few days or weeks or months has led you to this beautiful moment. And from here, you have to fully commit to pursuing what you want, believing it's possible, and going after it unapologetically, following what feels right and letting yourself be guided every step of the way. What you want wants you back. So you don't have to know every piece of the puzzle of how it will all work out. Just move forward, knowing and trusting that it will work out. Be certain of it. Everything is being rearranged in your favor right now. So get ready. Go with it. Get excited. Start to focus on 3 one-word feelings that you want more of, and then start to tap into those feelings as often as possible. And when you do this, it actually opens up the doors for things manifesting even more than you dreamed of, or even better than you imagined. And if you chose this photo, your prediction is that you are going to start seeing headphones everywhere. I know that might sound really, really random. It could be in person, it could be in a picture, in a movie, in a commercial, it could be on TV, something that pops up in your Amazon. Just watch how often you start seeing headphones. It could even be someone talking about headphones. And when you see them, let it be a reminder to tune out the noise and to stay in your lane of your focus on possibility and potential, knowing that the outcome you desire is certain. And if you chose this photo, be sure to start listening to the morning programming meditation or the magnet meditation. I'm going to link both of those down below. Feel free to try them both or pick one. Do what works best for you. And if you chose this photo, be sure to start playing around with the affirmation, every day in every way, my life is getting better and better. And if you chose the fourth photo of those green street signs, here is the message and prediction that you were meant to hear, as well as an affirmation and a meditation that will benefit you the most this month. You may have certain goals or dreams or things that you're manifesting right now, but you might feel overwhelmed with all of the details. Sometimes there is so much information and so many things to do that it can almost feel unattainable. But the truth is that the details tend to work themselves out when you follow your own path. Instead of listening to someone else telling you the way or how it has to be done, or what decision you're supposed to make or what move to make, what instinctively feels right to you. You can think of it sort of like each step you take, or with each action you make, or each decision you make, the ones that feel really right to you, that it starts to build this path from where you are to where you want to be. It builds these stepping stones each time you take that action or make that decision that feels right. You don't have to have it all figured out in order for it to be possible. You just need to start trusting yourself and believing you're meant to have it, becoming certain of it, and then taking action when you feel those gut instincts to do certain things, because that right there is leading you to where you want to be, building that path. So make it more simple for yourself. Start with believing that you can have it, and those beliefs will automatically influence your thoughts and behaviors to start creating you having this thing. There is no one way. There are multiple paths, multiple options, multiple ways it could all come together for you. And instead of viewing this as overwhelming, how can you look at it as an adventure, as a story unfolding that you already knew the end to? It's still fun to read the story, even if you know the ending. It's still fun to watch that movie, even if you know the ending. One of my favorite quotes that I share time and time again is from A Course in Miracles. And this quote is, "Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety." Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety. So start from the end result. Start with already knowing the end of the story. Start with that certainty of the outcome and watch how the details start to kind of work themselves out for you. You are so unbelievably powerful. So stop giving away that power to overwhelm and indecision. Just continue to believe and believe and believe again. And if you chose this photo, be sure to start listening to the Law of Assumption meditation or the Manifesting Subliminals. I'm going to link both of them down below. Feel free to use one, use them both, do what works best for you. Oh, and if you're a Create member and you chose this photo, be sure to start listening to the Shifting into Certainty meditation. That one is going to be so good for you. And if you chose this photo, be sure to start playing around with the affirmation, "I am certain that I always get what I want or better." It's all lining up in my favor. And your prediction is that you are going to start seeing markers everywhere. I know, another very random one, but specifically permanent markers or Sharpies, or even those dry erase ones. But watch how often they start showing up for you. It could be in person. It could be in a store. It could be someone talking about it, someone handing you one. It could be in a movie, at work. Watch how it shows up for you, because you are going to start seeing markers everywhere. And when you see them, let it be a reminder that your story is up to you. You don't need anyone else's input. You hold the power to write your own story. You already know the ending. So let the story unfold. So those are the 4 photos. Let me know which one you chose, if it was 1, 2, 3, or 4, and if the message resonated with you. I always love hearing the results, specifically from these videos. And like I mentioned, if you want to watch the other videos and other predictions just like this one, you can click on the link for the Choose a Photo playlist down in the description box below. And if you like this type of video and want more videos like this, go ahead and leave me a comment below and give this video a thumbs up so I know to make more. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, be sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit that bell notification so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. You can also find me over on Instagram and TikTok and Threads at MK Magic Mindset. And if you want to learn more about me, my programs, how to work with me, and more, you can visit my website at mkmagicmindset.com, and I will see you in the next one.